OSG, OSG, change the game. Come together, bringing leaders, we don't play. Make a difference, being different, switching lanes. OSG, OSG, change the game.
No one else knew about. No one else, not many people knew about that situation. But you being there on Saturday, you were placed there by God to be a blessing to me. And I'm forever indebted to you. That check that we gave you today is just the beginning. You are the future of OSG, and we're going to make sure that the world gets to know who you are. The world gets to know the great things that you had to overcome and the greatness that's still coming in your life. So thank you again, King. Greatly appreciate it. And I love you and I love your family for just being obedient and showing up to the event on Saturday, because it was that thing that most certainly changed the complexion of what took place just yesterday.
Thank you.
And we love you too. And we thank you for everything. And we believe everything has its divine purpose. And, you know, I feel the same way that you feel. Everything was meant to be. And, you know, your strength gives me strength. And you're a true definition of a leader. And I salute you and your wife. And, you know, there's no words. But thank you for leading by example and showing us all strength. And again, to now know the behind the scenes, everything that we felt today is now magnified by 1,000 because you didn't have to.
Absolutely. But I can tell you that I may be the leader who does it, but there are several people in this room that would do the same thing. And that's what OSG is about. We're not about just standing in front of a camera, just taking a bunch of pictures and videos. That was for King. Videos were for King. You know, me hiring a videographer was for King.
Yeah,
Cheryl Wills coming through for News One, that was for King. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, if we're blessed because of King, I'll give God the glory for that one too. So just know that. Just know that this is a special moment for everybody.
It was documented in time because it's something that we will truly never forget, and we're gracious for the coverage because now we can show it to him time and time again. And hopefully others in his similar situation can take this and learn from what you guys done and his strength and blessings to overcome everything. And
so Aiden, all right, so you have the books. You're a best-selling author. I hope y'all caught that. He's a best-selling author on Amazon. So make sure you get his book. If you have your books right there, Aiden. You should have them right there. That's right. Yeah, that's me and my afro.
It's best selling and it's still selling and it's still on selling. Amazon. So go get some more of them books.
So go get those books. All right, Aiden. So what's happening lately? What is going on that is so big that we need to let the world know what has happened since we last spoke to you?
Oh, I'm coming out with book 3 soon. So it's coming soon. And yeah.
Wow.
Is anything else happening, like with a TV show, some company?
Well, I just ordered like this, you know, the Sussman brothers.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I know them. I know them too. Yeah.
Too.
All right. So you were talking to the Sussman brothers, and go ahead. So what's going on?
And they got me a deal in Target, so my books is gonna be in every Target all over the country.
Did y'all hear that? Did you guys hear that? I don't think you all heard that. Say it again. Wow. Say it with your chest. Say it with your chest.
I'm gonna be in Target all over the country.
All over the country.
And our ability to look back on our lives and look back on the people that God has placed in our lives to be able to give us the fortitude to actually grow through this situation. There's no greater example than a mother. So when I look at, and even as a principal, I would say apples and trees, right? Like I could always tell who the child was by the way that their parents raised them because of the evidence is in the child. And when I'm sitting here and I'm looking at you as the evidence, the living proof of her legacy. See, there's an idea that we get to define our legacy by everybody that we've touched. The legacy that your mother has put into you, the living legacy that she has placed into you, allows you to actually build a legacy. So when we think about King today and all of the things that were happening, you've placed your hand on this young man's life because the life that you are living, Dennis, is absolute testimony of the strength, of the courage, of the faith, of that assured expectation of the things though not yet beheld, the faith that you have in God. We see it. So we can speak about leadership all day long, but we want to just be able to sit in the glory of God. And it is the glory of God that allows you to be sitting here, to be leaning into this moment, to understand that the love that you have for your mother, the love that you have for this OSG family is just the beginning of the blessing that God has put on your life. When I tell you, brother, it is everything inside of my spirit right now that is filled with emotion, that can feel the level of connection through this chat, looking at what everybody in this family is saying and how they're lifting you up. It is in this moment that I am so grateful for Phyllis. I'm so grateful that no matter what happened in her life, she has touched the life of you in such a magnificent way. So in this moment, remember this, brother. Everybody is granted grace when they're going through and growing through a situation. There's no one way.
This is an amazing story. So you talk about resilience and all the great thing he's doing. I've never seen Smooth without a smile on his face, with everything that he's going through. And just tell us a little bit about the Smooth B story and what are we going to do and how does that? I think people need to know a little bit more about your story, other than just the records that they know from Nice and Smooth and everything.
Absolutely. Basically, hey man, look, I was actually born in the Bronx, man. Born in the Bronx, New York, Bronx Lebanon Hospital to be exact. And I'm the youngest of 5. So my older brothers, you know, they all did different things. You know, I'm actually the first artist, you know, out of my family. And coming up in the Bronx, man, I got a chance to see a lot, especially living you know, through the 70s, you know, that was my adolescent years. And a lot of people that know, they know that back then the Bronx and a lot of areas of New York at that time, but particularly the Bronx looked kind of similar to like Beirut, like you were overseas, you know, like with the abandoned buildings and all of the, you know, the impoverished situations and all that. But at the same time, there was a certain unity amongst people. There was a certain consciousness. And you know how you hear the term, it takes a village to raise a family? Well, or to raise a child. That village, I got a chance to experience that. They had all of these different programs. I was a part of the City Mission Society Cadet Corps on 170th Street and Jerome Avenue. And it was beautiful. It was very enlightening. They taught disciplinary, you know, measures. I got a chance to meet Muhammad Ali in 1979. You know what I'm saying? Through the Cadet Corps. I did my first television commercial that aired on Channel 11. And that's when I kind of really got the bug for it. You know, I was 13 and, but just different things, inner city, how would you say, organizations that just helped to inspire us. You know, you had the, PAL and you had, you know, just things to get the kids off the streets and try to, push them in a positive direction, as well as the direction of the parents, giving the authority to other parents. If you see my child in the street doing the wrong things, you know, protect them, protect her, you know, look at, and so, you know, a lot of that is missing these days.
And when we got the work going, everybody knows my graduations are over the top, crazy, ridiculous. And I try to do things, you know, to make people feel warm and excited. So this year, the theme for graduation is Rip the Runway, right? Remember that old school show, Rip the Runway, where you put fashion and a concert together? And I said, I cannot have my sister who runs a school of fashion not involved in my fashion show for graduation. So I reached out to my sister. I said, listen, I need your kids' creations on display. So her kids will be displaying their fashion at graduation with some other designers, with some artists. So listen, everybody is invited out to, let me tell you, a research and service graduation is a whole different experience. There's no pomp and circumstance. It's a party for the community. It's a party for families. Saturday, June 25th, we're going to be outside and her baby's clothes will be on display on that stage as my kids are getting their diplomas.
So Jersey is coming to BK. Our students are already finishing up 2 capsule collections, and our students will be ripping the runway. it's also, you know, I don't know if everyone knows, but our school started with just 9th graders. And so in terms of creating a college going culture, they need to see it now. They need to see as many graduations between now and 12th grade as they can. So to actually be a part of a graduation in Brooklyn that is, you know, out the box like none other, I am truly excited. What better way than in 9th grade to show them that they are true designers by highlighting and modeling their capsule collection in a graduation and then afterwards being able to sell it. So thank you, Dr. Inspiration.